Hello everybody, welcome into my Watch Me Wednesday episode number 109. Today I am involved in a virtual trunk show with many other talented designers. So my Watch Me Wednesday is a half an hour earlier than normal. And we're gonna pop right in. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hit that share button so some other people can see some of the quilts that I'm sharing along with some of the other designers that are presenting today. So I decided to broadcast from my spare bedroom because I thought I'd have an old-fashioned type of bed turning. So I have some quilts that are layered up here and I'm gonna go through them so that you can see each and every one, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about them. I'm gonna try and keep my Watch Me Wednesday to about 15 minutes today so that you have some time in between the next designer, who is Connie Saylor, who will be coming up an hour after me. So I want to get right to it. Hit that share button and I'm gonna start showing you some quilts. Some of them are gonna be big, so I'm hoping that you'll be able to see the whole thing. My arms only go out this far. So first off, I want to show you one of my most favorite patterns and beloved patterns, I should say. It's called Mountains and Plains. So this particular pattern is a 15 fat quarter pattern, and I made it in several different colorways. This current one that I have here is done in my Ancient Etchings fabric collection from Island Boutique, which I do have online in my online shop for sale. I have all the links that you need above me already. So patterns and links to the next designer, links to my blog with the virtual trunk show, links for the rest of the 10 days as well. So this is Mountains and Plains done in my Ancient Etchings fabric collection. This is what the pattern looks like, which you can find on my website. The link is above me, so when we're done, you can go to the links and you can go searching for those as well. Next quilt on the bed turning is another popular pattern of mine, Diamonds in the Rough. So Diamonds in the Rough is a very modern pattern. I did it as a quilt along as well as the Mountains and Plains quilt that I had. This one is made up of mostly half square triangles and scraps. So it's a super duper easy pattern to make, great size for a baby quilt. A lot of my patterns too you will find in Quiltster, so you can color them up before you actually even make them. So this one's called Diamonds in the Rough, and this is the pattern. All my patterns are available on my website in booklet form or PDF download for you too, so very convenient. So this one is a very modern looking quilt. And when I did it as a quilt along with the Mountains and Plains quilt, I loved seeing all the results of everybody's quilts because everybody has different ideas of what they should look like. So they look fantastic in all kinds of colors. Next quilt up, I don't have a written pattern for it yet because this one is featured in AQS magazine. It was the one that came out at the beginning of the year. This is called Twist and Shout. Twist and Shout is done in my Ancient Etchings fabric collection. Again, it's available on my site, but I love this one because it teaches you to paper piece. Number one, if you're afraid of paper piecing, this is a great one to learn on because it's pretty simple and straightforward. But it also teaches you partial seaming. So if you have that AQS magazine, break it out because this pattern is in there for you. Probably by the end of the year, I will have it published as a regular pattern that will be available on my website. But right now, it's only available in the AQS magazine. So that's Twist and Shout. And it's pretty fun, bright and beautiful. I love it. Next pattern, I super duper duper love this pattern because this one uses the pineapple, the Creative Grids pineapple trim tool. This one's called Pineapple Express. So this one was made with my Feline Fine fabric line from Island Boutique, and I did it in the yellows and pinks in this particular pattern, and this one is big. I can't get the whole thing in. It's pretty long, but it's done in my Feline Fine Fabrics in the boutiques, and you can see here on the pattern how big it is, and I did a second version, so you get both versions in the pattern. So you can see the smaller one here, which I actually have here. So if you just wanted to make a small version, okay, you can. And it's so super fun to do. If you have that pineapple trim tool ruler from Creative Grids, break it out, take it out, and use it. This pattern, when I wrote the pattern, I wrote it specifically for that tool. The instructions are really, really good, and you will fly through this. It's so much fun to make. I just taught this last year on a quilting cruise, and they had so much fun making it. It was great seeing all the results. So that's the Pineapple Express pattern. Okay, so the next pattern that I'm going to show you, it is only available. You can't get the booklet pattern unless you enroll in my online course. Wait till you see this. So this is one of my most favorite. This is a paper piecing class, and it is, like I said, in my online course that you can enroll in. You have the class for life if you enroll it. All videos, lots of downloads for you, and lots of people involved in it, and a private Facebook group as well. So it's called Cactus in Bloom, and I did this, the first one I did it in my Island Boutique All Flutter fabrics. And I want you to take a close-up look of the quilting. My friend Margaret Solomon Gunn did the quilting, and she just did a phenomenal job. But this particular quilt is another paper piecing quilt, and you can learn so much from the class. People are having a fantastic time putting their quilts together, and I'm so enjoying seeing the colorways that they're doing. They're phenomenal, and I love it. So now, speaking of colorways, I have another colorway to show you, which was done in my Ancient Etchings fabric collection, but in the warm palette. So here it is, the same pattern, but in the warm palette. So it's very different from that. So you can see how one pattern or one design looks very different. I so wish my arms were longer. And, longer this way. Anyway, the next pattern I want to share with you is called Air Traffic Control. Okay? So Air Traffic Control is a nice small one. This one is a printed pattern or PDF download on my website called Air Traffic Control. And this one shows you how to make flying geese. It's a great little small baby quilt to make, and it's super sweet. This one was done out of my Blue Moon fabric collection from Island Boutique. So super cute, so super simple. I've mocked it up several different ways in Quiltster with lots of different fabrics. It looks great in all different colorways. Another pattern of mine, for those of you who like to applique, this one is called Pretty Kitty. So you're going to say, wow, look at the applique on there. Well, guess what? I have these available. This is pieced, the cat is pieced, but the flowers and the kitty, I have those laser cut for you. They're available on my website. But if you don't want to use the laser cuts, this was done in my Feline Fine fabric line. If you don't want to use the laser cuts, the pattern actually comes with the inserts so that you can cut your own fabric. So all the papers are here to cut them actual size. So it's really cool. That's called Pretty Kitty. I love that pattern. And of course, for those of you who know me, I have those quilt inspectors that visit me every single day in my studio, and that's where this quilt was dedicated to, and the fabric line, by the way, was dedicated to them, because I made it's feline fine. If you look at them, you'll see like little kitty whiskers and kibbles and all kinds of stuff. I have just a little bit of that fabric left in my shop. This quilt is from my book, Splash of Color. So Splash of Color, for those of you who don't have the book, I do have a few in stock. If you purchase it, I'll sign it for you. But this is one of my favorite ones. I named this one after my grandmother. This one's called Proud Mary. So it is a take on my, it's a take on the Drunkard's Path. But what I love is black and white fabrics with a splash of color. I love working with them, and that's where my Ancient Etchings fabric collection, when I designed that, that's how I got all those blacks and whites and the bright colors. So this is a take on a Drunkard's Path with some color involved. This I've taught so many times over and over and over again, and I love the different combinations. And in the book, I actually show an alternate version, a very modern looking version in the book, which is kind of cool. All right, this one is also from my book. This one's called Dreaming of Pyramids. So I designed this one because I wanted a nice sized baby quilt, something fun, but you'll see the black and white fabrics have the color injected into the fabric itself. So there's color in the black and there's color inside the whites. So I collect white and black fabric that have seemingly dots or spots in them. And I have a big collection, but this is a super good size for a baby and super fun, super stimulating for those babies. All right, now I've got my last quilt I'm going to show you, and then some housekeeping for you about the next person up. So this one is another popular pattern of mine, and it is called Scattered. This one was done with my first collection with Island Batik called Fresh Catch, and I wanted to create a modern version so that you could see some really cool quilting. I did not quilt this one myself, but if you look at the quilting on it, my friend Margaret Solomon Gunn quilted this. I gave her some guidance as to what I wanted done, and she quilted it beautifully. Since then, I've had many people buy the pattern, take my classes, and create their own renditions of this with beautiful quilting in it, because there's all that negative space that you can quilt. One of the ladies, actually, she won a ribbon in the local show, but that one is called Scattered, okay? And it gives you that technique on how to put those triangles together. Phew, I feel like I talked a mile a minute there because I'm trying to squeeze everything into 15 minutes. And you're probably going to ask about this quilt here. This is not one of my designs. This is one I did years and years ago. It was a Glad Creations mystery quilt, but it fit perfect in this room, went well in this room. So that's what I've got for you today. But guess what? I'm coming back next week because this virtual trunk show is 10 days long. I'm coming back next week, same time, same channel, at 1 o'clock Eastern time, okay? Next up, you want to go visit, in about 45 minutes, you want to go visit Connie Saylor of Pacific Rim Quilt Company. If you want to get into the tropics and a little bit of Hawaiian quilting, go visit her. And all the links you need are above me in the description. Thank you for coming in. Please stay safe, stay inside, stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you next week. Happy quilting, everyone. Bye-bye.